is the Comegys Podcast Show.
Gordon King.
Ari the Weather Boy.
Meek Link. Donnie the Detective.
Hello, this is the CPS with Ari FM.
Meek. Donnie the Detective.
Gordon King.
And today we're interviewing the man that likes his hip hop, Mr. Kevin.
All right, come on.
Yeah, Kevin.
Hey
So,
guys.
how are you doing today?
I'm good. How are you guys doing today?
I'm Charles.
Good.
We're gonna ask you a few questions. So we're gonna do you want these questions? Because they may get too intense. Just ask.
Okay.
I'll start the first one off. What does hip hop mean to you?
Hip hop is a vessel. To me, it means a way of expressing yourself. It's like a voice for the people that don't always have a voice. It's a cultural thing. It's a relationship to generations before me and generations after me, and it's a way for people that look like us to like talk and have conversations and build and commune and gather and relate to each other. So it means, I guess, ultimately like family and love and stuff like that.
Who's your favorite artist?
My favorite artist? Probably. I don't know, man. It's hard to say. I don't really have a favorite artist. Like, if I had to say who do I listen to the most, it's myself.
Why do you listen to yourself?
What do you listen to? What do you listen to?
I listen to a lot of instrumentals. I get, like, a lot of producers that send me beats all the time. I listen to a lot of jazz. I listen to a lot of funk, soul music.
Why do you like jazz?
I grew up playing jazz. I grew up listening to jazz and playing it. I played the clarinet and the saxophone when I was a kid. So.
Wonderful.
What are your future plans?
Future plans is world domination.
Why is it world domination?
Because who doesn't want to rule the world?
That sounds
Why
a
do
little
you
bit
want
dark.
to rule the world?
Because the world needs.
A better place?
Yeah, the world needs it. The goal of everybody's life should be to leave the world in a better place than it was when you got here. So that's kind of like the whole grand scheme of things, like the big picture. Like, so you see how it is when you got here, and you see how it is when you're growing up now. By the time you leave, it should be a better place. So that's why.
How you would make the world a better place?
Through hip hop.
Through hip hop.
Yeah, everybody loves hip hop. That's one of the things that like you guys may not know yet, but everybody loves hip hop if it's good hip hop, not like trap rap or people. Everybody loves trap music too because like secretly trap music like originated over like the trap music y'all listen to. It originated in Europe with like the heavy drum and bass and the synths and all that. So everybody loves trap music, but like in terms of actual hip hop, like and as a total, as globally, the world just loves hip hop. It's a way for everybody to communicate. You could go to Tokyo and see hip-hop. You could go to Istanbul and see hip-hop. You could see hip-hop in Philly. You could see hip-hop in Alaska. Like, everybody loves hip-hop.
What music helped you during your darkest times?
In terms of artists or genre?
It don't matter.
It depends. It depends. Anything that's upbeat. A lot of times, I do listen to the Roots a lot. I listen to a lot of electronic music now too. So I listen to like pretty much anything that I'm feeling. A lot lately has been Subtract. Like a lot of their songs are dope when I'm sad.
Why?
Do you call yourself a professional?
Yeah, absolutely.
Why do you call yourself a professional?
Well, because it's kind of it's my job. Like I get paid to rap.
Where do you perform it?
It's a couple different places. I performed at a lot of spots in Philly. Last show I played was at the legendary Dobbs on South Street. I play stuff out of town. It really just depends.
You
Do
think
you
can name a
like
couple
playing
of them?
stuff out of town?
I love playing stuff out of town. Anytime you could go outside of the city and do what you love to do and get compensated for, or even just see another city, that's what the experience is about. You got to travel and broaden your horizons. You got to see different things. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. Tell us more about your football career.
Let's see. I played football from the time I was 5 to 25. I went to a college that didn't have a team, so I decided to try out for a semi-pro team in South Jersey, and I made the team. And then from there, I traveled up and down the East Coast playing like all summer while I was in college. And then my senior year, I had to work out with a couple AFL teams. And I played another 2 years as semi-pro, and then I decided I'm going to rap.
What position did you play?
All of them, except, no. Up until high school, I was like a defensive end. I was a running back, tight end. And then when I got to high school, I played quarterback, free safety, cornerback, wide receiver, and kick returner.
Why'd you quit?
Because I got to a point where you have to make a decision. Like, in life, you're just going to get stuck where, like, you have two things that you really love, and you're going to have to let one of them go. And
Should you let go football?
I had to, because, I mean, I have buddies in the NFL that are, like, 32 now, and their bodies are banged up. And I have homies that are 45 and rapping, and they love life. So it's about longevity. You only get one body, so you got to take care of it.
Who's your buddies in the NFL?
You guys know Sean Green?
I do.
Yes.
Yeah. And then I know a couple other guys. Let's see. Well, he's not even in the NFL anymore. Yeah, that's about it. That's pretty
What
much.
team he play for?
He just got traded. He was on the Jets. Where'd he go? He got traded 2 seasons ago. I haven't even talked to him, which I feel bad. We went to rival high schools, ran rival track teams, and all types of stuff like that.
Are you fit? Do you exercise?
I am fit, not as fit as I want to be. I exercise, not as much as I'd like to. But I need to do more. That's what it's about.
And why do you like to exercise? Or
Because it's one of those things where, like, for one, I always exercise because it helped me performance-wise in the sports I played. Like, I played football, and I took football the furthest, but I played basketball, too. I ran track in college. So it was like, you have to perform. In order to perform at those levels, your body has to be in its best condition. So that's why I like to. And I like to take care of myself. I don't want to be the guy that's like 65, like, or even 45, like having heart issues and dying when,
at a young age?
Yeah, for what? You get one body, you take care of it, and it lasts forever.
Are you in a relationship?
Not right now, no. Yeah.
What was your darkest times?
Oh, man. I would say there was a time around the time, like right before my grandma passed. And I was living on my own. I had my own spot. I had a roommate. But it was just a lot of craziness going on. Like, I didn't get fired from my job, but I had to quit because my job was going to fire me for doing something that, like, I should have done, but technically put the company in jeopardy because they got sued. So, like, I didn't have a job. I was just, like, at crib, at the house, like, writing raps, sad, nothing to do. Like, I had just broke up with my girl. It was just, like, it was bad, man. I'd just be in the crib by myself. Like, my lights got turned off. My power got turned off. My power was off. My gas was off. Like, it was just, like, I was in the crib, like, just in a pair of ball shorts.
So did you
bumming.
eat?
I mean, when I could, you know what I'm saying? You can't really take showers when you don't have, like, hot water. You can, but it's not comfortable, you know what I'm saying? And it's even harder if you're doing it in the dark. So, you know what I mean? It was just, it was a lot. I ate, but, it was like Roman noodle, like ramen and noodles and noodles, or like if somebody would come through with Chinese food and like break some down, that'd be love. But yeah, you know what I mean? It happened. But I bounced back like round ball.
Okay.
Who did you meet your first love?
When or who? How?
When?
When?
How?
When?
How or when?
How? When? Who? Maybe. That's a funny question. Technically, I guess in third grade. I think because, like, I didn't know I loved her then, but it was like the girl that I dealt with on and off from like third grade to 12th grade. So.
Do you still talk to her now?
No, I don't actually. We don't get to talk at all, and you know it happens. And then I don't know, maybe it could have been 12th grade. You know, it's weird because you know like that could count technically qualify because that was like the first girl that I was like, yeah, you know. But then like the girl that I right after her, I was like really in love with. So.
Okay.
What happened to your lifeguard license?
Yo, well, it expires every 2 years. So, like, if you don't renew it or stay on top of it or take the refresher, you know.
Did you get it this year?
No, I didn't. It was $300, and I would have had to pay for it out of pocket. And then I found out that it wouldn't have been as useful because I wouldn't have been able to be the lifeguard that I wanted. I was only going to get it literally so I could lifeguard trips for y'all. And then once I found out there were other loopholes we had to jump through, it was kind of like not worth it. You know what I'm saying? And it wasn't even guaranteed I was going to get my $300 back. And educators don't make, you know what I'm saying? I'm not balling.
What advice do you have for us?
Be yourselves. Find out who you are. And then stay true to yourself. Like, over the years, you're going to run into a lot of people, a lot of influential figures that are trying to convince you otherwise. Like, yo, follow cultures, follow trends or whatever, but as long as, like, the thing that's always worked out for me no matter what is that I learned who I was at an early age. There's other little pieces of that that's like arbitrary, you know what I'm saying, and they come and go and you pick them up and they fall off as you get older. But like as long as you know like who you are at the core, like everything else is just building on top of that. Don't ever forget like who you are. Like don't change yourself and just love people. Like follow the golden rule. That's it. The reason why people want to like me is because like I love everybody. Like you treat others the way you want to be treated. Like if you want to be loved, then you give that love out. You get what you give back. And just understand that's how the universe works.
What would make you quit?
What would make me quit what?
Working with us.
Nothing. Unless, I told him, so like I work at Sarah during the year, during the school year, but the only reason why I wouldn't be back next summer, is if I'm on tour. That's the only reason.
Who's gonna take on tour?
It's not a matter of like who I would take on. It wouldn't be like, oh yo, let me go call all these famous rappers and start a tour. The benefit of the tour is getting with a couple guys that are like-minded, and you do that by
Like
yourself.
Mr. TJ?
Yeah, well, I can't take Mr. TJ. Mr. TJ's got Nia. So, and he's been on tour. Like, Mr. TJ was on tour with Cypress Hill when he was 19. So, you know, like, he's lived that life. I wouldn't take that from him. We got other stuff to do. Bigger
What
fish
was
to
your
fry.
first cell phone?
My first cell phone was a Motorola, what was that thing? It was weird. It was like, it was curved and I don't even remember. It was like a V something, but it was crazy. It was like in 2000, year 2002,
Okay.
2001.
Do the special guests, Keon, Jazir, have any final questions?
Yeah.
What made you start rapping?
Honestly, I can remember a story of being 6 maybe. 5, 6, between 5 and 7, and being in the back of my dad's truck. And my dad's a crazy hip hop head.
He rap.
Huh? Nah, he don't rap. He's actually not as rhythmically inclined. But he was like, yo, son, can you freestyle? And I was like, freestyle? What? No. He was like, yeah, just rap. Like, just say, like, I'm in the car. Something like that. And I couldn't do it. But as I got older, I always wrote. Like, I was always a writer. I wrote short stories. I wrote tons of short stories. I would get put on punishment and write short stories. Like my mom wouldn't let me do anything. I wouldn't have nothing in my room but like a notebook and a pen and pencils in my bed, and I'd just write short stories all day. And then once I got to high school, or middle school, high school, like hip hop was real big. Everybody was rapping, and like it was just something I was good at. I started off rapping because I started off battling because we were playing the dozens, and I was just like frying people, and it was just like, oh, well, I might as well rap too because I'm really good at rapping. So, and that's how it happened.
All right, final question.
In your raps, do you express all your feelings?
Not as much as I should. I'm trying to. That's like something that I'm getting better at. One of the things that I was really good at was being like somewhat general specific, and now I'm really trying to get personal specific. So I express how I feel about stuff, but in terms of my actual emotional attachment, my personal emotional attachment is not always there, and that's
I
what I
have
want
one
to
more
work on.
question. This one.
Final question. We gotta go.
Can you rap right now?
Are you ready for the Stab versus Students? Is you ready for the Stab versus Students basketball game?
The question isn't, am I ready? The question is, are y'all ready? That's what the real question is. Don't worry about me. I want y'all to be okay.
You want to predict the final score?
I can't predict the final score.
I predict the
If
score.
game go to 21, score
Are we
is.
playing the 21?
What y'all wanna
Is that
play?
how it's going to go? Or are we playing time limits?
Time limit.
We playing time limit? If
The
it's
score will be
If it's a 15
40
minute-
to 27.
No,
40
no,
to
no, 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 no,
27.
no. If it-
Comegys
listen. If it's like 15 minute,
I could-
two 15-minute halves, then score gonna be like 1,000-0.
I don't predict
Seven.
scores, but I will predict box office scores. Jazeer is going to score 0 points.
Put 100 on that. Put 100 on
No,
that.
you know what? I'm lying. Jazeer is going to have 4 points.
How much I'm gonna
take
have? How
that.
much Keon gonna have?
Keon might get 10, and that's where it stops.
Who?
How much
It's
I'm gonna
gonna-
get? How much I'm gonna get?
And Dante, what will Dante have?
I don't know. Dante might get his rocks off a little bit, or he might be bad. But I mean, altogether,
How much you think Michael gonna get?
You got no way.
0.
yeah, that's enough. So,
On
yeah.
that note, let's clap it up for
Thanks,
Mr.
guys.
Kevin.
I appreciate it. It was